right, y'all, so we are going to start pulling seeds from this little clump right here. So this is one of those long containers that, you know, people usually put on their balconies and stuff. I don't even know where I got it, but these are bachelor buttons, I believe, and this is aster. The aster is still blooming. It looks absolutely beautiful, and I want to grow more of these next year, but I don't think any of them are ready to save the seed yet. But these buddies are petering out. So they still have some that are blooming, but most of this giant mess is stuff that I should have cut out already. So I'm going to get in here and I'm going to grab a few heads so that I can save some seed for next year. And then I'm going to get in here and cut the rest back. All right, so I've never saved seed from this flower before. And I just pulled off one of the dead heads. And that right there, it's not coming into focus very well. There you go. That right there is the seed. So I think what I might do is just grab a little bowl and just start plucking off a few of the flowers. I don't need a ton of these because honestly, I just don't have enough room to have a giant flower bed like I would love to have. So I think I'm just going to go grab a bucket and pull off a bunch of the stems and call it good. All right, so that's all the aster that I found. Well, oh, bachelor buttons, sorry. That's the bachelor buttons. It's right next to the aster, so I'm going to get it mixed up. So I went and grabbed some of the, oh, see the seeds are coming off in my hand. I went and got some snapdragons. These are perennial where I'm at, but I kind of want to put them in a different spot. And I think I have a little bit of seed left, but this is the white kind, and then I also have an apple blossom that's like a soft pink. So I need to wait on those. I don't think those are ready to pull yet. And then I also went and grabbed 2 sunflowers. So this sunflower is more at the right stage for picking. These are coming off. This is the meaty part, and then the seeds are underneath. Actually, some of these are still underdeveloped a little bit. But the ones on the outside here are starting to dry, so I'll be able to pick those off. Let's see, a bee is trying to take this out of my hands. So I'll get quite a few off of this one. And then this one I grabbed. This is the red velvet sunflower, and they just bloomed a lot earlier than the other kinds that I had. I think because they're so much smaller. They are a shorter variety, so they weren't exactly stunted out or anything by transplanting like a lot of the ones that I have. But I did want to show you because I waited so long to pull this one. There's still a couple over there. I'll still have enough seed to pull. But what happens when you wait too long, or at least to me, so this one only has like maybe a handful of seeds in it. I'll go over there and I'll pull one that's a little bit less dry. This one's pretty dead and dry. But if you wait too long, the birds will get all your seeds and there just won't be any left. So those are all that I'm saving today. The other day I saved a bunch of dill seeds. So I think I posted a short of that. I'll go back and find the link and post it. But the dill is super easy because it dries out right on the plant. And so it's dill seed. You can use it as a seasoning or you can just save it to replant. I have used mason jars, like the little tiny mason jars in the past, or just little baggies. This year my mom got me these. They're little paper seed bags. And I like them because you can put the seed name, the variety when you collected it, and then if there's anything you need to note about the variety, you can do so here. But saving seed is incredibly simple and straightforward and doesn't need to be complicated. You don't need anything special to do it. You just need to keep your seeds in a cool, dry place, and they should be good to go for next year. Now, there are some of these things like sunflowers They seed very readily. In fact, let me take you over to my volunteer sunflower from last year. I planted no sunflowers in this corner this year. And this little guy, I planted sunflowers in this corner, I want to say 2 or 3 years ago now. It was a long time ago, and I get volunteers over here every single year. There were a bunch more of these over here. As you can see, it's been taken over by weeds. There were a bunch more volunteers this year as well, but the weeds got really tall in this corner, so we just took the lawnmower over, and so a lot of them didn't survive, unfortunately, but I was able to save this one. And over by my other flower pots, this, oh, it's got bird seed in it because there's a bird feeder right above it, but this was a volunteer as well, and it grew up in my lawn. And I almost mowed it over by accident when it was little tiny, and I decided to save it because I wanted to see what it looked like, and it is absolutely gorgeous. And this bad boy wants to grow. Like I said, it's right underneath a bird feeder, so there's bird seed in it. But it's absolutely beautiful. I love this variety. And so I think I'm going to try to save seed from this one when it comes, because if it's a strong plant and it wants to grow, then I want to help it. The other big thing that I'm going to be saving seed from this year is the beans. So the dragon tongue bush beans, I have a bunch in here. You can eat these raw. I've harvested a bunch and like thrown them in a stir fry. But you can also save them once they dry, and they're kind of like a pinto bean. So I'm going to save a bunch of those once they're dry, but I'm also going to, for eating, and then I'm also going to save some for seed for next year. And then over here, there are more beans, and these ones are actually starting to dry out, which is nice. These ones are just a standard green bean, and then over here I have the yellow wax bush bean. I have pulled so many green beans already off of these plants. We have eaten our fill. Oh look, there's another runner. My goodness. So just plant that back in its hole. We have eaten so many green beans off of these plants. It's insane. And they just keep coming. And so I'm going to let this flush live its life out and dry on the plant. And then I'll come back through and grab them for seed for next year. And look at this, y'all. I'm still getting strawberries. Isn't that fun? I love strawberries. They're definitely smaller this time of year, but they still taste absolutely delicious. And so I'll have to have my son come out and grab those. He loves harvesting strawberries. Alrighty, y'all. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. I hope I see you next time. Bye.